Randolph Pereira. Good afternoon. I've been a resident here since 2016, and the roads were in a very deplorable condition, and there was very hard time for residents in here, you know, negotiating. A lot of people, the vehicle, they experience damages to the vehicle, and I'm so happy now that the minister is here and infrastructure is taking place and there's vast improvement. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank him for the walkway, which is normally used as a shortcut for residents. Also for the play field. At present, it's not much up to standard. There's still room for improvements, but at least we can still play football and cricket, and we could be there to exercise, walk around, and so on. So I am very thankful for what's going on right now.
So, for example, with us here, right? That means this yellow can be, this yellow should be which done, right? So this blue would be done from all the way.
I'm Natram Rampersaud. I'm the chairman of the CDC. We have been around as a group with the CDC in excess of 2 years. I've been living in this area since 2013, and most residents would have occupied some before and some after. But basically what's happening is that we have came a far way struggling through these bad roads and everything else, and I'm very happy for the road, the work is going on at the moment. And I would like to also, notify the residents not to be too troublesome about it, because of the fact that, it's being done now. And we have a blueprint from the ministry that, the work has to be done, so we can monitor and see what's going on. So at no way we should actually get a job that's not done correctly or satisfactory.
I am Neville Butts, the secretary for the CDC and the community pastor. I'm happy to see these roads done, because since we moved into this community, we've had numerous complaints about the quality of road and the expense we incur as residents in terms of maintaining our vehicles. So I am happy to see the government's effort in developing our community roads, and at the same time, not just the development of the roads, but the development of the life of the people in the community. So as a pastor and a resident of this community, I'm so pleased and overjoyed for the level of development and progress we're seeing.
I'm very pleased. After a while, we have been back and forth trying to negotiate, trying to get the attention of the various ministries, and we had confidence that this particular government would look into this. To have it started, and it's way beyond what we expected. The amount of roads, the amount of development that will be happening in a short time. It's an exciting time, and it's a very welcoming time for the NDC, for us to serve our community better.
So we're visiting here the Herstelling Little Diamond Neighbourhood Democratic Council. As you've heard and as has been announced, there were a number of community roads that were signed up for across the country. In fact, over 1,100 odd roads that are being done through a tripartite arrangement, that is with the Ministry of Public Works, the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, as well as us at the Ministry of Housing and Water. And with that, one will see across the country, every community roads being done. In some cases it's to concrete, in most cases it's to asphaltic concrete. So this NDC where we at, for example, you have a minimum about $2.4 billion that is being spent on community roads currently. And where we at now is one work has already started. And so both the new housing areas, and we've seen repeatedly social media, on the news, always complain about the roads here, and so this is being addressed. This is only what you consider the first phase. There's a lot of work that is happening simultaneously, as I said, across the country, and so every community can see betterment, and this is what we've committed as a government. We've said to our populace that please have patience. We will be able to respond to all of your needs as early as possible, Sometimes it requires budgetary resources, sometimes it requires capacity to be able to be done in a timely manner. And so we are at this point, we are at this juncture. And while you have the budget has been announced for this year already, this work has started, the commitment has started in the end of last year. And so that's why we were able to continue with the implementation of these works. So for example, in this NDC, we have over 72 lots that we were able to divide the work to be done for the roads. So this is an opportunity for at least 50 contractors in working on individual streets, an opportunity for everyone to partake. And that is why when we went out for the tendering, we went into the pool, we invited all across the board in the region, those who have been applying and said that they weren't getting through, we invited all of them to participate in this tendering process. And we are here now where we awarded a number of contractors, many of them new, but certainly I'm happy about this. Where I am now, in fact, when I came here the last time for the commissioning of the ground here at Fort Bridge, Herstelling, the road was one of the concern, and I'm happy that we're now able to have this addressed. And certainly you'll find this as continue the Irfan Ali-led government to be able to respond and put resources to make our communities better. So every area on the East Bank, starting from Eccles, going up all the way to Soesdijk, some bit of work is being done. For example, you have Eccles, you have Peters Hall, Herstelling, Little Diamond, Great Diamond, all of those communities are benefiting from community roads. And so certainly one can expect similarly it's happening on the East Coast, and we're going between the three ministries, we are going to the communities to launch these projects. So because we want the NDCs or the local authorities for which the work is happening to be part of the implementation. And what does that mean? It means we want them to be part of the monitoring. So likewise, we are leaving with them the map of the areas for the roads where that is being done. Similarly, they'll be left with a copy of the contract. And so anyone who's living in any particular street can just drop in at the NDC to find out the scope of works to be done. This is part of transparency and accountability. And we want the community to be part of this monitoring. The duration for all these contracts, as I said, it's simultaneous. And that is why we have had a spread. You have a spread in terms of the awarding, so to allow us maximum persons to participate. So we're looking at the 3 months duration, but certainly you'll see some of the roads finishing before time. For example, where we're at now, they've already have the crusher run on site. Well, this is for the first phase, and then move it to another level, but the grading is happening now. So as the weather permits, certainly the contractors are expected to work very quickly to ensure that these works are done. And let me add this point. Anybody who is a contractor now should be excited. Why? Because there are lots of work to be done. There's a lot of work if you're willing to put in the extra effort, and if you're willing to do good work, quality job, then certainly you will be rewarded. So you have this, for example, I said this started at the end of last year. This is not fully from part of this year's budgetary resources. So imagine they still have much more to be done that is coming out from 2023 budget. So lots of work, and these are just at the community level. You have different aspects or different levels of infrastructure. You have those who are well equipped and have the capacity at a certain level. You can see them, for example, they are involved in the 4-lane. You go to a certain level where you see the roads, the type of roads to be done and the quality, then you move to next tier. This here, what we did was encourage a lot of community contractors, because we want to ensure that, you know, we can build capacity too. And this is how you build capacity, by starting at the bottom. And from there, they can move up and of course buy more equipment as they get more job. But lots of work available, lots of infrastructure work available once a contractor is willing to do the right thing.